This video is sponsored by Toolpath.
Somewhere right now, someone is designing a part that makes absolutely no sense to anyone but them. A bracket for a project they haven't finished. A replacement piece for something discontinued 20 years ago. In other words, the weirdest parts in manufacturing. And for a long time, those were exactly the kinds of parts nobody really wanted to make. Because weird is hard. Most shops are built for repeatability, but in Nevada, there's a company that built an entire business around exactly the opposite. Thousands of completely different designs coming in every single day. Some from hobbyists building things in their garage, some from engineers at companies building rockets to send people into space. And somehow, they all go through the exact same system. And this might be one of the clearest examples of what a smarter shop actually looks like. Today we're in Reno, Nevada at SendCutSend, a company built around the kinds of parts most shops would never want to touch. And honestly, Al's been pretty excited about this stuff from the beginning.
This is a different scale than the other shops we've talked about, and I think in many ways it's an inspiring wake-up call for the industry. When we talk to Jim, we'll see how fabrication evolved with their business, and small shops didn't go away, they changed what they did. He's not gonna remove them, but actually lift the whole industry up on the backs of what he's doing. It's a pretty fun one.
The best shops usually get three things right. They know what to say no to and what to say yes to. They reduce human touch. They are constantly innovating. SendCutSend does all of that, just at a completely different scale. And to understand how a company like this even exists, we had to meet SendCutSend founder and CEO Jim Bolosic and hear how this whole thing started.
My pleasure.
Nice to meet you. So Alex told me a lot about SendCutSend, and so we just want to get the whole, from start to finish, everything in between.
A long story.
It is a long story.
SendCutSend exists because I needed parts made. I needed one of something. You know, I'm a car guy. So when I'm working on a car project, maybe I needed like a dashboard or I needed a filler plate for a shifter or something like that. When I tried to get it made locally, I got turned down like over and over again. And at the time I had a software company and I thought about it. I was like, I bet we could make some software that makes this a lot easier. So I realized if I'm going to do this, I got to do it myself. So asked my lovely wife if I could buy a very, very expensive machine to test it. We had already had the software and we thought it would work. But the idea was for the company to just make just enough money to pay for the machine payment. And then I would have access to the machine for free, right? So unlimited car parts. That was the origin. But then it turned into what we have today, almost 250,000 square feet under roof, 3 locations, making millions of parts annually for not only guys in their garage, but also a big chunk of the Fortune 500, Fortune 50, Fortune 10. So
you go from the hobbyist to aerospace?
Everything in between.
Jim's story of creating a whole business out of a personal need was amazing. But to really understand just how amazing it was, you really have to understand the system behind it.
Yeah, I mean, it all starts with software. The first part of the process is the customer designs their model in whatever their design software is. Upload it. The first thing that you see is what material do you want it out of? You set up your material and then you get a price.
That alone is something that makes their system unique, getting an instant quote back. Because for a lot of custom parts, just getting a quote can take longer than making the part. SendCutSend's process allows for the customer to work on their file in real time to see where they can get better cost efficiencies.
Once the customer is done configuring their part, we, in parallel, are figuring out how much material it's going to take, where that material is located, which location is going to fulfill that order, how it's going to be scheduled, second ops, everything. We're trying to figure that out all in real time. So as soon as they hit go, it's already going.
And in some cases, that means a part is already headed toward a machine in as little as 20 minutes.
So really, like from time to order to time going on to one of our pieces of machinery, I think it's usually like 20 minutes, maybe up to 2 hours.
And that's kitting together with other customer parts too?
Yes. So that's the trick, is we treat every customer the same. If they're aerospace and defense, or if they're a guy in their shop, they all get treated the same. They all go on the same sheet of material or the same block of billet or whatever. And it allows us to be really smart about how we fit things together so that we have the best machine utilization and material utilization.
And while this system that SendCutSend built is so impressive, it was still built around a process they'd spent years learning how to scale: sheet metal. With that system now nearly perfected, they were working to see if the same system could work with a totally different process: CNC machines.
All right. So we are in, what, the newest area of SendCutSend, we say?
The machine shop. What do we have? 4, 10, 11, 12, 14 or 15 machines, something. Like these just landed Monday.
Wow.
So yeah, we're growing very, very fast.
When you're looking at a new machine, what are you looking for in a machine?
Oh, speed.
Speed?
Speed,
Okay.
cost.
So speedios.
Speed. We need to go fast. That's, again, something that I didn't know going into this. I was selfish, and I want parts fast.
Right.
So we're like, okay, we're going to be quick turn. Oh my God, that is a massive challenge. You have to have redundancy, unlimited capacity. You never know what's coming in the doors.
And Jim was right. They never really knew what was coming in the door. And faster or easier manufacturing doesn't reduce complexity. It invites more of it. At one point, they even had a customer online who seemed determined to find the exact limit of what SendCutSend could make by sending back the same part, more and more complicated every time. Jim was more than happy to take the challenge, at least until it was time to actually pull it off. Then, naturally, he handed it to his CNC director. And as funny as that was, it also said something important. Because at a certain point, smarter manufacturing stops being just about software or machines. It becomes about the people you've built around them.
So again, the way that you're doing this with the hiring the younger kids, next generation, all of that don't have the experience. So how do you attract them? Again, with just kind of the base culture here, and then you're going to train them and actually can, run these machines. And
it starts, it helps a lot with just brand.
yeah.
So if you can have a brand that showcases how we take care of our customers, the quality that we put out, you're showcasing this on social media or whatever, people start to go, that seems like a cool company, I want to work there.
Right.
Of course, you have to attract them with good compensation. I was really surprised to see how low some of the compensation is. And I think people are trying to save money in the wrong areas. Like, pay good people good money, you get good parts.
And be fun. I want to work with the boss that rides a robot like a bull, right?
I got yelled at for that, but yeah, I think it still works. Yeah, it's really important to show off who you are, and it'll attract like-minded people. If you try and be a little too corporate, you're going to get a bunch of corporate people. If you're a little too Western, you're going to get some Western people, but that's, I'm the same. But it's built a really good team. And then what happens is that team will continue to protect the team. They're the guys who are saying, hey, that guy's taking advantage of the company, or that guy doesn't care about quality. And it self-regulates.
Everyone has their back.
And that's the trade-off. The better your team gets, the more tempting it becomes to throw harder and harder work at the system. But smarter shops know growth doesn't come from taking everything. It comes from knowing what actually fits.
So what's next for you for SendCutSend?
Going vertical. So I want to make sure that we can control as much of our supply chain as possible. Like, if I can get raw materials and process them myself and get them ready, that'd be amazing. If I could get a bauxite mine and create my own aluminum, that would be amazing. I think that's a lot of money, so I'm not going to get there.
But you go farther upstream.
Yes, and then also vertically, as far as helping our customers do what they do best. Because of our scale, we can oftentimes produce a near net shape to customers so that he can work his magic on it. That's way outside of our capability. But doing more of that is really cool because it unlocks them to focus on these new innovations that they have for a variety of different markets. And I don't have the expertise or capability, but I can do all the dirty work. I can do the heavy lifting for them. That's really exciting for me.
Well, and that goes into the whole what to say no to, what to say yes to.
Exactly. It allows them to say yes to more things because they don't have to do some of the heavy lifting. It allows me to say no to a lot of things, but then refer.
Right.
So I don't think we'll ever be a broker, but I am very interested in having a really great network where we say no with let me make you an introduction. Yeah.
And that's really where smarter shops start to separate themselves, not by trying to say yes to everything, but by getting incredibly clear on what they can say yes to. Because the goal isn't just to take on more work, it's to build a system that lets you say yes more often without breaking what already works.
For me, it was kind of like an interesting thing to realize that somebody from the software industry is disrupting machining, and I was a machinist and I'm disrupting software. So it's sort of like an interesting flop, but then hearing his perspective on culture and how he inspires the team and thinks about it, there's a lot of similarities.
And talking with Jim just about the high demand in manufacturing these days.
The demand only increases.
And as he said, it has increased significantly over the last few years, which is obviously exciting.